and welcome to a new episode of our program Cultural Magazine, and during which we're going to bring you the latest cultural events that are taking place in Egypt. Please stay tuned. The culture connects nations, and Egypt always keen to develop its relations with other countries through culture. Let's watch the following segment.
As part of the Ministry of Culture's plan aimed at building bridges of communication with various countries of the world, El Gomhoriya Theatre hosted a concert entitled Rebetiko Music in Egypt on the occasion of the National Day of the State of Greece in cooperation with the Greek Embassy in Cairo and the Foreign Cultural Relations sector. The concert was held with the participation of singers Zaccharia Carones, Saviria Mariola, Digna Corossi, accompanied by an orchestra of 10 musicians under the supervision of Thomas Constantino.
This is a particular type of music, so it is more than a century old. It was brought under specific circumstances, political and social circumstances, and although despite its oldness, it is so modern up until today. It has been embraced by young people and it's been sung. It has influenced and still influences the Greek music. Today we had the opportunity, as you said, it's in the context of our National Day celebrations, which will culminate tomorrow. So we had a group of talented musicians, very much acquainted with this type of music. But the impressive, as I said before, the impressive thing is that they were formed just for the occasion. I mean, they are not let's say a format already established, but they established themselves just for the occasion. They responded to our invitation, so we had them here. For us, Greeks, Rebetiko has a special place in our hearts. I don't know how many people are familiar with this type of music. I hope that tonight's event may have triggered some interest on the part of some people in this very kind of music. For us, it's our musical soul. I hope that this let's say, feeling, this sentiment will be in a position to share with other people as well.
The program included a musical performance for the famous Rebetiko, which is a style of Greek folk music with a strong symbolic, ideological and artistic character. In 2017, the Rebetiko music was included in the representative list of the Greek Intangible Cultural Heritage in UNESCO.
what I can say is that, I mean, let me from the outset say that it was another auspicious moment in the cooperation between the embassy and the Cairo Opera House. I mean, you remember a few months ago we had the Maria Callas, let's say, tribute concert, but this time we chose a different type of music to show a completely, let's say, separate, a completely different, let's say, type of music. I think we managed in a way to acquaint, to familiarize the Egyptian public with something we hold dear in our hearts. If we have managed at least, to a very small extent, to trigger some interest, that would be apart from the enjoyment of the people, which I guess we saw it in action. So we will be very happy, and we will repeat this kind of thing. The culture, I believe in the power of culture. I mean, it has a tremendously unifying power, which and it is our heavy. It's a heavy luggage which we can carry on and on and on. It is an asset, and we need to cultivate that. All the more so when there is such closeness between the two peoples, and each people embraces with love and care whatever, any cultural product which comes from the other side. So we need to build on that. Culture is one of the strongest elements in the overall context of our bilateral relations, which are excellent, and culture adds even more to this let's say, equation.
Very impressed with the performance, and I'd just like to say that we arrived yesterday from Greece, and we are representing Greece and also Messenia, which is a place in the southern part of Greece. We will be showing a film shortly which is about Zorba the Greek. So we are also getting to know this beautiful city of Cairo and the beautiful country and the amazing friendly people that are here. It's wonderful to know that Zorba is well known here also because he represents the passion for life, as you know. And I'd also like to add that we have a very special star, world known around the world, whose name is Maria Callas. And we'd like to remind everyone of her presence, as you know, as everyone knows, and her importance in the opera world, not only And just a friendly reminder that she also has roots from Greece, and specifically from the town, the area where we're from, which is Messinia. I just like to add then that in the future, if you would like, our Messinian group has filmed a documentary, but also it's not only a documentary, it's a story about her life, which has been shown around the world, and we'd love to show it here in Cairo one day.
Well, for me it was a big surprise to have this concert in Cairo, and I have to say I was very pleased because a lot of the songs referred to Egypt. I don't know, maybe you were not aware of that. I have to say there was a lot of people who knew the songs, and if we had this in a space which is more open, I think a lot of people would have started dancing. You know, in Greece when we have this, we go up and we start dancing and follow the songs. Now it was a bit more conservative because we're in a very nice place. You know, this theater is fantastic, I have to say. It's an opera, so we were a bit more conservative than normal. But I want to thank the theater also for giving us this opportunity. They offered this, you know, and it was very kind of them. And I think that I wish many more Egyptians would come to a bit find some elements. I think some of the elements in the Egyptian and the Greek culture are the same. So I think some of the songs probably would have liked, you know, maybe young Egyptians to hear.
National Day is celebrated here in Egypt, for sure, it will include the performances of the great intangible Greek cultural and musical heritage, in which these kind of events can build bridges and communication between different nations. Shuruq Bikir, Cultural Magazine.
The Cairo Opera House plays a significant role in the cultural movement that is taking place in Egypt. Let's watch the following segment.
The Cairo Opera House launched Opera Carmen in a massive performance which is reproduced after an absence of 15 years. The music of the Opera Carmen was set by Bizet, conducted by Maestro Nader Abbasi, directed by Hazem Toil, decoration designed by Muhammad Abdelrazek, lighting by Yasser Sha'lan, choir coach Mina Hanna, choreographed by Armenia Kamel, and for Carmen role, it was played by the French mezzo-soprano Marie Caral, hosted by the Cairo Opera House for the first time.
Honestly, just such an honor to be part of this here at Cairo Opera House. It's just, for us, all of us, we're just really, really happy. Extremely stressful. We had a very, rigorous schedule of rehearsals. There was so much to be done as a choir, so much to be done as soloists, so much to be done as decor and just being part of everything coming together. It was just, I mean, as hard as it was really a pleasure, and we're really happy to present it to the audience today. It starts off like, it's a verismo opera, comes from the reality of things that could happen in real life. So how it starts off with a really innocent Don Jose, and then Carmen trying to steal him away, knowing that he has a lover somewhere, and that he is a soldier, and that he is very honest, and he wants to be in the army, and he doesn't want to veer away, and that her charms and her lovely spell on him takes him away into somewhere that he doesn't belong. So as a story, it's lovely to be told, and how it is told through the choir, and how everybody sings together. I mean, soloists, the harmonies, the lines. It's just so brilliant how the orchestra just accompanies the singing. It's just, honestly, Bizet is just a genius who died so young and couldn't give us enough pieces of art to do. But I'm so in awe of how this all comes together. It's just really an honor. I mean, I sang these as a soloist, but coming together as an opera, it's just, I'm mesmerized. So I hope the audience is in the same state.
The show was performed by stars of the Cairo Opera Company with the participation of the Cairo Opera Orchestra, the Cairo Opera Ballet Company, and the Cairo Opera Choir.
We hold many rehearsals for this performance because it's since 15 years ago, the last performance we did, the opera Carmen. This is one of the greatest and most famous opera in the world, in the world repertoire. So it takes a lot of time and pressure and hard working in order to making the opera at the world class, as a standards that we did it. It's nice and very difficult. He's conducting the singers, the choir, ballet. It's many people on the stage, so it's a very difficult day for today for him. So God with us. It's not a closing. We still have Nozze di Figaro, Mozart. We make it in May. But this production, this is the first production for the new director. We have changed the director, the artistic director of the company, so this is the first performance for her and first production for her.
The reproduction of Carmen Bizet's masterpiece at the Cairo Opera House after 15 years of its absence gained the appreciation of the audience for enjoying such solid, dazzling performance. Shuruk Bikir, Cultural Magazine.
Egypt is always boosting and preserving its artistic and musical heritage. Let's watch the following segment.
Within the Ministry of Culture's plans to present traditional singing masterpieces, the Cairo Opera House, headed by Dr. Lamia Zaid, recently held a concert for the Arab Heritage Music Ensemble led by Maestro Dr. Mohammed El Moughi on the Arab Music Institute Stage Theatre in Cairo. The program includes selections from the classics of Arabic classical works created by great composers from the era of fine art, such as Riyad al-Sumbati, Muhammad al-Qasabgi, Muhammad Abdul Wahab, Baligh Hamdi, Muhammad al-Moughi, Sayyid Mikawi, and many others. These tunes were presented by the Arab Heritage Music Ensemble stars like Angham Mustafa, Radwa Saeed, Hanan Al-Khouli, Asma Kamal, Ahmed Waziri, Muhi Salah, Ahmed Sabri, and Yasser Sulaiman. It is noteworthy that the Arab Heritage Music Ensemble was established with the aim of reviving the classical Arabic heritage and presenting various lyrical and musical forms such as the muwashahat, the poem, the taqtuqa, the monologue, and theatrical melodies through a group of the most skilled musicians and distinguished voices from heritage preservers with high-end performances at the collective and individual levels. The Arabic Music Ensemble presented its first concert on the stage of the Arab Music Institute in 2004, after which its artistic activity has continued and achieved a large fan base.
Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Cultural Magazine. I hope you've enjoyed being with us. Please wait for us in the next episode. Until then, it's goodbye.